Alright guys, we are getting into wargaming now. I have been wargaming quite some time now and I really like it. Especially because you can build much more beautiful things and you don't have these restrictions as you do with board games. So we have been playing A Song of Ice and Fire a lot, and what I missed about that, I have gone all out with the Kickstarter and that time and everything. Had a shitload of minis. I didn't really like to play that game anymore, and also with the trays you cannot move on boards like this. So we started doing some research. We came at the game Saga, especially the one Age of Vikings. Of course, Vikings is a very popular concept now. It's also one of my favorite concepts. And you can actually buy this game, this book, and use other minis for it. So we have House Stark as, of course, as Vikings. We have the Lannisters as the last Romans. We have the Boltons as some Saxons and stuff. So that's where you will see the minis from. This board is one of my first builds actually on this scale. So it was also an adventure for me. Next time what I want to do is I want to recreate some trees, because I don't really love these trees that are on top of this build now, but everything step by step. Houses are from the STL files of Nordvak. Check on the link description below. Are 3D printed, so it's a Viking settlement. And let's get into this build and show you how to make it, and see you after this.
Next level board gaming.
Alright, so we created a board of MDF 4mm and made a frame under it from wood. And of course, as always, we start building up this structure with PVA glue and foam, guys. I use some little sticks for pressing it down and holding it in place much more firmly, instead of only using the PVA glue. So we pin it down together. It's always wise to do that. And we use the ruler to adjust the space, the placing of the foam. So when you press it down, it's all aligned. Modeling compound and rock molds. Quite basic. Just fill everything up and place your rocks here and there. And yes, you can do this with your children, guys. And it's a hell of a lot of fun. It doesn't speed up the process though, but it's seriously a lot of fun to do this with your children. There is so much stuff that they can actually do. Everything is natural, everything is made to look natural, so you can really not mess anything up. So that's why when you're building natural things, let them place the rocks. Nobody knows where they fall. Nature is chaos, and children are a good recipe for that, I guess. And here we are glazing the rocks, and again, perfect job for children. And this actually helps out though. And yeah, if they want to have some pink in there, let them throw some pink in there. It's no worries. Glazing it over with a darker brown, burnt umber. And it's just the burnt umber crafter's paint mixed and watered down with just normal water. And just glaze it all over. Let it soak in, black wash over that, and your rocks are more or less done. Love the base ready products, especially like the arid earth. It's like sand mixed with small rocks. It's just perfect for fallen rocks under the mountain. This is a tile grout. So first thick coat of PVA glue, sprinkle tile grout all over it. It gives a perfect ground cover, a perfect base for your ground, for your earth. And later on this is going to be a beach, so beach. As you see, the soil brown tile grout is a perfect base for your sand, for your base coat as an earth texture. It gives some grain, and yeah, it's a perfect undercolor. So now I'm using the foam scatters, and while I was building this board I didn't have isopropanol, and I was thinking it was gonna be fine just using the mud sealant spray, but guys, do get some isopropanol in the house before building this. It makes it a lot more easier to get your colors, to get your foam flocks stuck to your board, because after this I'm gonna spray mud sealant all over it. And then if you would have isopropanol, it would just make it a hell lot easier. And blend everything in with arid earth, because I don't want everything to be just a plain full of grass. So this is what I'm talking about. If I would have the isopropanol, it would be easier, because then the glue in it will soak through the bottom. I actually had to seal this down 3 times, guys. I only showed it to you once on the video, but without isopropanol it took me 3 times to get everything secure. Here and there, just use a mud sealant, spray it on, static grass over it, you're done. dry brushing rocks. Quite easy and simple technique, guys. So here we're gonna paint the ocean. And yes, my ocean, my water is blue, guys. Let's get into that stuff. My ocean is blue. My next project I will try to do a different color of water. But at this moment, at this stage, still blue. Yeah. So wet blend everything together. I use here some water. And I'm going over the edges, and then you will see me taking up some yellow paint as well. And then so I wet the previous color, then stipple in some yellow, and then blend it all together. So here we have poked some little holes with the end of the pencil, and then we fill it a little bit with PVA glue and we'll stick in the little trees. Now we're going to mix up some Mr. Boat epoxy resin. Unfortunately, the acrylic paint that I used didn't mix very well with the epoxy, so it became murky and cloudy. But in this case, in this instant, I really didn't mind it. It could be murky water, it's fine like that. We have to do what we got anyway, so yeah. But next time I will do some more research on what paints or what powders to use best to color the water. Now we are popping some bubbles with the torch. It's quite easy, no worries there. After like 6 days, this epoxy finally dried, and we are going over with the water texture of Vallejo, and we're going to stipple it on all over. And then when it's filled, we are going to go in lines like you see here. We're going to create nice little ripples of water. I didn't want to go overboard with this, so I didn't want to have these white foam heads on the waves. I didn't want it to be rough or anything. I wanted it to be like a fjord, more or less, like soft waves coming in. I'm not even going to dry brush these waves in the end. I just want this to be subtle ripples. That's it. And here we have the houses, the Viking houses. This is from the STL files of Noordvak. You can find them in the description below, the link to them. I actually don't really like PLA printed prints. So what I have learned is that if you can obscure at least like 30 to 40% of the model that your eye will catch in the first instance, if you can make it realistic, the rest of the building will automatically look like it is also natural. Like the printing lines are not gonna show that much, as your brain is thinking that these buildings are not printed and these buildings are made in a different way. So we are doing this with dead static grass, 2 and a 4 mil. And we're just going to overlap it and create a nice hay, a straw kind of roof. And then eventually when you will look at the houses later on, it will look much better. And now some various tufts here and there, just place them wherever. And also I'm not sure which ones I use. Dead tufts, I use frozen tufts, autumn tufts, summer tufts, just all kind of tufts wherever it fits.
We hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, make sure to give it a like and leave a comment. Subscribe to our channel to stay up to date on other exciting projects we take on. That's it for now, thanks for watching and see you later.